Why don't we just shoot nuclear waste into space? It's a question that seems to pop up frequently when discussing the disposal of hazardous materials. It seems like a simple solution. After all, space is vast and seemingly infinite. Launch it on a rocket. The idea is straightforward: pack the waste into a spacecraft. Send it far away from Earth. The farther the better, right? Out of sight, out of mind. Out of sight, out of mind, right? But is it really that simple? Unfortunately, the reality is far more complicated. The logistics of launching nuclear waste into space are fraught with challenges. Disposing of nuclear waste is one of the biggest challenges of the nuclear age. The waste remains hazardous for thousands of years. While space might seem like a tempting solution, it comes with its own set of risks and challenges. The cost of launching a single rocket is astronomical. These risks are far too great to ignore. A rocket failure could have catastrophic consequences, spreading radioactive material over a wide area. The vastness of space might make it seem like an endless void, but space is not a dumping ground. However, we must treat it with the same care and responsibility as our own planet. Space is a shared environment. Sending our problems into space is not a solution. It's merely shifting the problem to a different location. It is simply delaying the inevitable consequences. We need sustainable solutions for waste management here on Earth. Imagine if a rocket carrying nuclear waste were to fail during launch. The fallout would be disastrous, contaminating large areas and posing severe health risks. Instead, we should focus on improving our technology and methods for safely storing and neutralizing nuclear waste. Investing in renewable energy sources can also reduce our reliance on nuclear power, thereby decreasing the amount of waste we produce. Community involvement and global cooperation are crucial. We need to work together to find viable, long-term solutions. The future of our planet depends on the choices we make today. Let's choose to protect both our Earth and the space beyond it. By taking responsible actions now, we can ensure a safer, cleaner world for future generations. Let's reserve our rockets for exploration and discovery, not as a means to discard our problems. The universe is not our trash can. It's a frontier for human curiosity and advancement. Let's treat it with the respect it deserves. Nuclear waste is a byproduct of nuclear power generation and other nuclear processes. It's highly radioactive. This radioactivity makes it dangerous to humans and the environment. Exposure to nuclear waste can be fatal. It can also cause long-term health problems like cancer. Nuclear waste remains radioactive for thousands, even millions of years. This means we need to store it safely for incredibly long periods. Finding safe, long-term storage solutions is a major challenge. It's a challenge that we must address responsibly. The idea of launching nuclear waste into space is appealing for a few reasons. Space is vast and seemingly empty. Shooting waste into the sun, for example, would effectively destroy it. Launching it towards other planets or into deep space could keep it far from Earth. This idea captures the imagination. It seems like a clean and permanent solution. However, the allure of this solution quickly fades when we consider the practicalities and risks involved. Space travel is not as simple or reliable as we might hope. Launching anything into space is incredibly expensive. The cost per pound of payload is astronomical. Now imagine the cost of launching tons of hazardous nuclear waste. The financial resources required for such an endeavor would be staggering. Beyond the initial launch costs, we need to consider the development of specialized spacecraft. These spacecraft would need to be designed to safely contain and transport highly radioactive material. The technological challenges and costs associated with this are immense. Section 5. When rockets fail. A nuclear catastrophe. Rocket launches, while impressive, are not foolproof. There's always a risk of accidents. A rocket carrying nuclear waste could explode during launch. It could malfunction and crash back to Earth. Such an accident could have catastrophic consequences. It could release radioactive material into the atmosphere. This could contaminate vast areas, causing widespread health problems and environmental damage. The risk of such a disaster is simply too great to justify launching nuclear waste into space. Section 6. Our mess in space, the growing threat of debris. Even if we could launch nuclear waste safely, it would still pose a risk. Space is not as empty as it seems. It's becoming increasingly crowded with satellites and space debris. A collision with a spacecraft carrying nuclear waste could be disastrous. It could scatter radioactive material throughout space. This would create a hazard for future space missions. It could also potentially impact satellites we rely on for communication and navigation. Section 7. earthly solutions, burying the problem. While space might seem like a tempting solution, we must focus on finding safe and responsible solutions here on Earth. One such solution is geological disposal. This involves burying nuclear waste deep underground in stable geological formations. These formations can contain the waste for thousands of years, isolating it from the environment and humans. While not perfect, geological disposal is a more viable and less risky solution than space disposal. Section 8. The final frontier is not a dumping ground. The vastness of space can be alluring. The infinite expanse, dotted with stars and galaxies, captures our imagination and fuels our dreams of exploration and discovery. It's a realm that promises endless possibilities and adventures. It's tempting to think we can simply send our problems away. The idea of launching our waste, especially hazardous materials like nuclear waste, into space might seem like an easy fix. Out of sight, out of mind, right? However, space is not a dumping ground. The reality is that space, while vast, is not an infinite trash can. The debris we leave behind can cause significant problems, not just for future space missions, but for the delicate balance of the space environment itself. It's a fragile ecosystem that we must protect. The International Space Station and other satellites are at constant risk from space debris. Even a small piece of debris can cause catastrophic damage due to the high velocities involved. Shooting nuclear waste into space is not a solution. The risks are too high. A failed launch could result in radioactive material being dispersed in the atmosphere, causing widespread contamination. It's a gamble with potentially catastrophic consequences. The potential for collisions in space increases with every piece of debris we add, creating a dangerous environment for both manned and unmanned missions. We have a responsibility to manage our waste responsibly here on Earth. This means investing in better waste management practices and technologies to minimize the environmental impact of our waste. This means developing safe, long-term solutions for nuclear waste. Scientists and engineers are working tirelessly to find ways to safely store and contain nuclear waste, ensuring it does not pose a threat to future generations. It also means reducing our reliance on nuclear power and exploring alternative energy sources. Renewable energy sources like solar and wind power offer sustainable alternatives that do not produce hazardous waste. Investing in these technologies is crucial for a cleaner, safer future. We must also educate and engage our communities in waste reduction efforts. By fostering a culture of sustainability and responsibility, we can collectively make a significant impact on our planet's health. The final frontier should be a place of exploration and wonder, not a dumping ground for our waste. By taking responsible actions today, we can ensure that space remains a pristine environment for future generations to explore and enjoy. Section 9. A call for change, energy, and responsibility. In today's world, the way we produce and consume energy has far-reaching consequences. Our choices impact not only our immediate environment but also the future of our planet. The challenges of nuclear waste disposal highlight the importance of sustainable energy solutions. Nuclear energy, while powerful and efficient, leaves behind waste that remains hazardous for thousands of years. This waste poses significant risks to both human health and the environment. We must invest in renewable energy sources like solar. Solar energy harnesses the power of the sun, providing a limitless and clean source of power. The technology for solar panels has advanced significantly, making it more accessible and efficient than ever before. By installing solar panels on homes, businesses, and even in large solar farms, we can reduce our reliance on fossil fuels and nuclear power. Wind energy is another crucial component of a sustainable energy future. Wind turbines capture the kinetic energy of the wind and convert it into electricity. Wind farms can be established onshore and offshore, providing a versatile and powerful source of renewable energy. The sight of wind turbines turning gracefully in the breeze is a symbol of progress and hope for a cleaner future. Geothermal energy taps into the Earth's internal heat, offering a reliable and constant source of power. Geothermal plants can operate around the clock, providing a stable energy supply without the fluctuations associated with solar and wind power. This makes geothermal energy an essential part of a balanced and sustainable energy portfolio. The question of what to do with nuclear waste is a reminder of our responsibility to the planet. As we continue to generate waste, we must also develop strategies to manage and mitigate its impact. This includes not only finding safe storage solutions but also reducing the amount of waste we produce in the first place. We must find solutions that protect both human health and the environment. This involves a multifaceted approach. combining scientific research, technological innovation, and community engagement. By working together, we can develop sustainable practices that ensure a healthy planet for future generations. This requires careful planning, innovation, and a commitment to sustainable practices. Engineers, scientists, and policymakers must collaborate to design and implement systems that prioritize sustainability. From energy-efficient buildings to advanced recycling technologies, every effort counts in our journey towards a greener future. Let's work towards a future where space exploration is driven by curiosity and discovery, not by the need to dispose of our problems. Imagine a world where our advancements in space technology are used to explore new frontiers and expand our understanding of the universe, rather than finding new places to store our waste. By embracing sustainable energy solutions and responsible waste management, we can create a future that is both innovative and respectful of our planet.